Check, check.
Yo, yo.
1 2 1 2. Making sure this shit work. You know how that go. Oh man, activated and activated. How you doing today, my brother?
I'm good, man. How you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're acclimated. Kicking my ass right now. ACC. I gotta let it fly. Don't tell me the chat is fucked up. But yeah, man. Oh man, Wednesday. Yeah. Tell you what, 30s, 40 belows, man. They hold me down, and they hold me down in these winter months when shit get like this, boy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, big needed, man. Block is treacherous. Mad owners looking at the crib like, not quite yet. Maybe tomorrow. I was like, yeah, you said that yesterday, yeah.
uh,
Oh, how's your snow blocks, man? You alright?
Yo, I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't been outside yet. I
Did
kid
you
you not.
did you unbury the car? You said you don't need
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right. He said you need it because we don't need it. Need to do it.
yeah.
uh,
Definitely take care of the car. But
that's what's up.
outside of that, um, since then, no, haven't been outside, man. Just I gotta go out tomorrow, so I'll let you know how that goes next week.
Yeah, man. Just bring that. Yeah, just bring the hat and some gloves, man. It's all right. It's all right.
That's a fact.
All right.
That's a fact.
Let's
Man.
get to it.
Oh yeah, man. Yo, another week. Glad to be here, man. We are FCP, man. Every Wednesday after 8 o'clock. You know, we on here. I'm Senor Lee, and this is my man Ken Kapnick.
Outside with the chili willies, but outside for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. And every Wednesday, we're here, man, having some good topics, some good conversation. You know, us as black men, fathers, professionals out in this world. It's a lot to talk about, man. But before we get into anything, as we always do, brother, how are you doing, man?
Doing all right. Work is working. I feel the powers that be are working against me a little bit. I feel like
Mm.
they're trying to push me to the edge of that mountain, but they don't know I don't. They, they don't know I ain't scared to peek over though. You know what I'm saying? Like so they think I'm a jump, but I'm just looking over, just seeing what's over there. But
Right.
I saw something that Cam said earlier in the week. I didn't know I was following this motto until he said it out loud, and it made sense. He goes, "There's a few places that I'm not going this year."
Mm.
He says, "I'm not going out my way, and I'm
Mm.
not going above and beyond. I won't be traveling to any of those destinations." I was like, yo, my man reading all my thoughts. I felt that every day of the week so far, and it's only Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, everything been all right, my good guy. How are you, brother? How was your weekend? How did you survive the snow? How's the early part of the week going?
Yeah, the weekend vibes were cool, man. We definitely made sure we had enough food, snacks, libations, all that good stuff. So, the weekend was definitely straight around that. Um, you know what I mean? Just hung out here, had a good time, watched movies. That was about it, man. It was some just good relaxing time, man. Good relaxing. Yep.
It's good to look out the window and watch everybody like, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they got to shoot their shot.
Yeah, this was the first snow where we ain't have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't have to shovel, ain't have to touch none of that. Just woke up and was like, glad I ain't got to deal with that.
Man, listen. Hey, welcome to the club, brother. I, I guess it's great until you be like, oh shit, I don't even got a shovel for my own car, and then you start thinking about it, you're like, damn, I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta get out here while it's soft. Pause. I can't wait too long. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's a good feeling when you don't have to worry about the snow.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, man, you mentioned work and it's spot on, man, because I got a interesting question I want to ask you, and it involves meeting etiquette to me. Actually requesting a meeting. How do you normally reach out to someone when you want to request a meeting?
It depends on the core group. If it's a bunch of, and also the topic at hand. You know what I mean? If it's a financial meeting, you know, I don't even talk to them about it. Just an account info. So you got to be there. It's not my control. It's something that got to happen. When it's just I don't want to say like a like a pow meeting, like, yo, everybody fucking up. You know what I'm saying? It's like I might shoot a text or two to a couple of the, a couple of the hardcores, like, yo, man, it's calendar invite about to go out. I get there early if I was you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it about me? It's like, maybe you should just get there early, brother. You know what I'm saying? So depending on the topic, I might hit a few people up, but calendar invite, you gotta respect them.
No, definitely. So if you got a request like this meeting through email, how does that usually go?
With a client or into office?
With a client.
There should be some sort of pre-conversation that a meeting will be taking place soon. So I'm also just trying to find a day and time that's good for them, make sure it's in our schedule, and we can make it happen. But cold meetings, like cold, like they'll have no idea it's happening. I try to avoid that by all costs. That's deadly. That's deadly.
Absolutely. Now let's say they reach out to you and they're like, yo, they want to request a meeting and they provide a date and time. What's your normal response to that?
I says, well, what's the purpose of said meeting? Let's see if we can get this nipped in the butt right now. We're on the phone. Let me see if we ain't even got to meet. You know what I'm saying? If I can answer 3 or 4 of your questions, send you a little sketch. You know what I mean? You let me know what you think of this and back and forth. We could do this, visual while we on the road. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in both of us face to face unless it's like, some like a critical thing or a big money dollar involved. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you call a meeting day and time? Nah.
Yeah. Let's say the meeting request is through email though. They provide you a date and a time. What's your usual response?
Not available that day and time. How about these 3 options?
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. So what I often find is my biggest pet peeve with when people request meetings is they'll say, yeah, we need to connect at some point on this. So let's set something up. And then that's it. Because it's like an open-ended request. It's like, all right, you want to talk about this, and I'm like waiting. I'm like, maybe they forgot to include it in the email. Maybe, there's a follow-up to this, but those open-ended, we need to talk about this, but we never talk about it type situations always lead to another future conversation where they're like, when were we supposed to meet about this?
Yeah. That's all you got. It's like, absolutely. We were. Yeah. We never connected.
never connected, man. So those drive me crazy.
That, believe it or not, sometimes that work, meeting etiquette kind of spills into real life. If you happen to run into somebody you haven't seen in a while, like, oh, we gotta, we gotta do something. You know what I mean? Yo, no doubt. You know what I mean? That'd be the last time you see that man for good. You know what I mean? And hey, no love lost. It's just, hey, you never reached out. You're right, but neither did you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Take it when you can. If it's super important, you both make the time. But if it's something that's one person really needs something, it's like, sounds like it's an email. When you take some time, put it together. Put that email together, man. Take your time. Give me some bullet points. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha.
Let's see if we can settle this.
Yeah. To the second question, where it was like, how do you normally respond to people when they request a meeting and provide a date and time? What kills me in those cases is when someone will respond and they'll be like, yeah, those dates don't work for me.
But no alternative. No alternative.
Like at that point now, it's like, okay, so I'm supposed to figure out when you're free now. Like I'm supposed to telepathically know what your calendar looks like. Like that shit drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
If you shooting dates down but no options availability, just know there's gonna be a mark as red, and I'm not gonna reply to it. You know what I'm saying? Because when they call a week later, it's like, yo, what happens? Like, I was waiting your availability, no? Because you wasn't free on a day that we initially. Oh, I'm wide open this week. Not me. I'm booked, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it go, man. That's how it go.
Yeah. So all my people out there, like if someone provides you with a date and time for me, just, I know sometimes you're busy. You don't want to look at your schedule. So it's easy to just say, no, I'm not. You had to look at something, unless you're lying. You had to look at something to tell that person you're not available that date and time. Just give at least one. I'm not asking you to scan through. And plus, there's all types of technology that kind of manages your calendar for you and can actually give people the option to actually look for your availability on their own. So look into that, like make it a thing, because it is really causing some issues out here where people are just like, this person is just never going to get that if they really want to meet with us, they need to work with us on
Yeah.
scheduling meeting.
Give me something. Give me a window. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
give me
man.
anything.
Real simple. Real
Um,
simple. Yeah, man. The next thing I got here, man, while people are still joining, lately, you know what I mean, shout out to my friends. Lately, I've been getting these AI explained animated reels. Basically what it is it's a new wave on IG where the reel starts where it'll be like explaining male genitalia, right? And pause, I'll let you.
so
I'll give you
it's a wild topic, but okay.
right. So it'll talk about like different experiences as far as taking care of, you know what I'm saying, your man parts. And
Okay.
it's one, the first one is an animated piece
Version
in the
of
shower, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
And it's like, it's really
Okay.
cold. Don't judge me. I'm just responding to the temperature right now. And then
Okay.
there's another one where it's talking about don't wear certain type of drawers because you're not getting enough air and circulation, and this can cause some sort of issues. It is a thing now. I've been sent a couple reels within the last 2 days, and it's taken on different forms of explaining different things. And so far, it's been about hygiene. Another one is talking about, when, a male releases themselves, and it walks you through the different levels of that. It's actually pretty fucking interesting. Some of it is really funny, but it's really taking over Instagram right now.
Huh. Um, was this triggered by your algorithm, or people are sending these to you like these are
People
jokes,
were
these are
sending them
funnies?
to me. People were sending them to me. I knew you was gonna say
Because
that.
once you see the saw that was sent, gotcha. It's like, oh, you watched the whole thing? More coming your way, buddy. Scroll on down, like hit that refresh button. It's like, damn, it got me.
Yeah,
I haven't
that was my
seen
question
that
for
one
the
yet.
people. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet. But okay, I'll look out for that one. AI animation explaining different things. Is it like the Alexa voice? Is it like it's just a random computer voice doing it?
It's whatever voice they're using for the AI software. That's doing it. It sounds like a human voice.
Uh-huh.
But I asked the people that sent it to me the same thing. Like, what's going on with your algorithm? That it's
So,
gonna be something like this.
he said that some, and then like no, somebody said it to me like I bet they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's funny. Speaking of the internet, man, I did see a quote I want to bring to the FCP stage. I want to ask you. It was said that a man would put his happiness aside for a woman, but a woman will put her man aside for her own happiness.
Mm.
At first, I was like, nah. And I said, well, I got to ask Senor Lee, see what he thinks about this. So, do you feel this statement is on the true side or on the false side? And those listening and watching, let us know what you think about that one. Would a man put his happiness aside for a woman, but a woman would put a man aside for her own happiness? Is this true or false?
Oof. Fellas, don't kill me. But I think this is false, man. I'm yet to see a good woman put her man aside for her own happiness. I'm yet to see that. Yeah.
Damn. Cold world.
Yeah,
Cold world.
Yeah. And like I just think about the women in our family, my wife, my mother. These women, they stand by they man. That dude got to do some fucked up shit for them. You know what I mean? When they even leave them, let alone put that man to the side for their own happiness. But then again, you never know what happens behind closed doors.
That's true. Let us know, man. I would say yeah. I would say yes. This is true. I don't know if it's just I swear I only can speak for one half of the equation here because I'm the man side, unfortunately. Like you know what I mean? Putting my happiness aside. I'm thinking as for a woman and for the family. I find it's almost easy to put my happiness to the side because I'm not important in this equation, whether it's with the wife or whether it's with the kids. You know what I'm saying? It was like everybody's like, "Oh, I want pizza." I'm like, "Damn, I was in a burger mood." all right, man, pizza it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. You know what I mean? Little shit like that. I just kind of go with the crowd, you know? But as long as it's not life altering shit like that, you know what I mean? I would lean on the true side for this one.
All right. All right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see have the ladies weigh in, probably clip up this part,
Yeah, I need
put
a
it
woman
on the
perspective.
streams. Yeah, let's get that. Yeah, man, because yeah, is there like when we talk about sacrifices versus putting someone to the side for your own happiness, I mean,
That's one and the same, right? Sacrificing and side.
is that area of gray in there?
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's interesting to hear the perspectives, right? That's what makes the conversation better.
Mhm.
Anything else before we switch over to awareness and acknowledgement?
Nah, let's roll. Let's roll.
All right, man. First and foremost, on January 26th, man, we remember the legend Kobe Bryant, and his unfortunate passing, man. NBA legend, NBA champion, dope father, role model. He was just starting to live when he retired, and as you could see, one of the last photos he had with Gigi, his daughter that passed away with him in that tragic helicopter crash. And then we also want to remember all the people who lost their lives in that unfortunate helicopter accident. Yo, man, 6 years, bro. 6 years.
Think
Oof.
time is moving at this time in my life, and the rate of speed it's going at, I can't keep up. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just a long clock after a long clock on my side. But 6 years, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Too
brother.
fast, too soon.
Definitely, definitely. But definitely sending prayers and strength to all the family. I can only imagine what this time of year does for them, remembering that tragic accident. And then January 27th, yesterday, was remembrance of the International Holocaust. Just terrible, terrible events, man. So we just want to send awareness and recognition to all of those who may be impacted by these two events. Yo, man, this is definitely a tough start to the year. I mean, these are just remembrances, but I know a lot of people who've lost people so far to start this year, people who have had some medical emergencies to start the year. So, I just want to send condolences, hugs, positive vibrations, prayers to all those people. If you're tuning in or you're seeing this after the fact, man, yo, I think Kenny said it best last week when we were talking about pain and purpose, man. Sometimes you just gotta trust in God or trust in whatever faith you have to kind of move with everything because it's a lot. It can be a lot.
That is a fact. That's a fact. On to lighter news, though, man. That's a man. She outside, man. Deep outside too, like across the water outside, man. That's a
Hmm.
Jalen, fresh off the LSU tour. You know what I'm saying, man? Where's she at, man? I saw something earlier. She's into the foods out there, man.
Yeah, man. She has the Eating with Jay, man. Follow her on IG if you're a foodie or if you just like really good content. She's really good with that. But yeah, man, she was selected to work as a production assistant slash runner for MSNBC and NBC Sports during the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan, Italy. So getting that passport stamped up. Family keeps on striving for greatness, setting the bar high. I mean, every time I wake up and I go on social media, it's like, all right, I see what y'all doing. I got to get up. I got to work harder. I get it.
Yes,
I get it.
yesterday you ain't go hard enough every day. You know what I'm
No,
saying? So that's
no.
all. That's all.
Mhm. Yeah, man. So, shout out to her, man. Be safe. Enjoy. This is just such a great opportunity, fresh out of
Word,
college, traveling the world, doing what you love, make all the connections in the world, network, and
word,
listen, man. Just keep rising, man. There's no ceilings. There's no ceilings, girl. So proud, so happy for you, so happy, and I can only imagine how Precious is feeling, man, watching her daughter do
word.
all that.
Just a fresh man.
Yeah, man, it's amazing.
One hell of a job with that one. One hell of a job.
Oh man. Oh man. Give me some pointers.
Word, word.
Oh man. Swinging over to politics as usual segment, man. We are in the third week of the nursing strike, my brother. Third week.
Um,
One small highlight, it seems that they have reached an agreement on the benefits piece of this. From what I've read in several different articles, the health systems have always stressed that the benefits were never really the biggest issue. It seems like they're still far apart on the wages and the nursing shortages and some of the promises that the health systems need to make. But this one is looking like it's gonna go on for a while, man. I'm hoping for the best, but everything I'm reading right now is pointing towards a bad direction. And then, of course, if we don't get a funding bill passed before Saturday, we're talking about a nursing strike being coupled with a government shutdown. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I don't see anything opening up once the government, it's put their dukes down. It's like, we out of
Yeah.
it. We'll see how that works out, if at
Yes, sir.
all. Jesus.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, the picket lines are still out there. A lot of supporters are out there. Mayor Mamdani is still out there supporting the nurses. So I hope I don't know if they're still at the table right now. I think they're in that cooling off period. So whenever they get back to that table, man, hopefully things progress in a way that's good for all our patients. That's for sure.
Sure. For sure.
Um, All right, so we got a good main topic for tonight, man, and it kind of flows from last week because we were talking about finding purpose through your pain, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with finding your purpose, and I think today, we're gonna hone in on that part and really see how trying to find your purpose, there can be a lot of pressure, not just in your professional but also in your personal life. There's different forms of how this can come, where it's like professionals balancing high responsibility roles, parents, caregivers, and leaders. Me and Kenny talk about this all the time as far as being fathers,
Mhm.
pressures and challenges that come with that, and anyone feeling pause stretched but still showing up.
Maxed out,
um
maxed out, maxed out.
Maxed out.
So, man, they are pulling me all over the place. So, man, you a stretch, brother. I said, hey, it's a family show.
Oh man, so Kenny, walk them through some of the themes we're going to get into tonight.
I think we're gonna definitely hit the professional stress part versus the personal pressure of that. It's hard, man. Granted, 5 o'clock comes, you do the old punch out, but I mean, you walk into the car, you get that email, like Outlook, you're like, ugh. You look back at the building, like, I kind of clocked out, but they don't do it. They're not going to do it right. You know what I mean? So those boundaries, emotional regulation, especially under high pressure situations, as far as high stakes and how you kind of deal with that, how you work through it. Um, Boundaries without guilt. This one would be really cool because, listen, hey, Lee family got really big hearts, and unfortunately, that spills into places it shouldn't be. These ain't heart environments. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to turn it on, turn it off. But we're gonna talk about that. Identity beyond performance is another thing we'll be focusing on. This is more of that. I don't know. We kind of not faking it until you make it, but we'll get into it a bit more when we get there. And resilience, not just endurance. Just showing up sometimes is just not enough. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to not only show up but show out when you get there. So we're gonna tell you how your attendance can kind of work as the bare min for what you really need to do when you get there. And one of the last items we're gonna probably focus on is kind of honing back on last week, when that pressure becomes your purpose. And but when knowing when your purpose is going the wrong way and when it might become harmful, we're gonna try to give you some tips on that as to how you kind of reel it back in to make sure you're going back on your path and not just following somewhere blindly. Because going fast is cool until you figure out 2 miles in going the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So, but we got a lot of good things to get into tonight.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. I couldn't have summarized that better. So the first thing I'm going to bring up, and this one really stuck out to me when I looked this up. Pressure isn't the enemy. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I disagree, man. Pressure. Like, you know how weird work would be without the deadline. If it was just more so, yo, yeah, man, me know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody give you something and let you know. Nigga, I'm gonna put my vacation days in, brother. This don't sound important at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? If there's no, 5 o'clock, end of business, next Monday, the absolute, you need that pressure in order to perform with anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would disagree with that statement. Not, I wouldn't look at pressure as the enemy, but I would definitely look at it as the conduit to help you get to that finish line a little faster. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely not the enemy though. How about you? You agree or disagree with this one?
I agree that pressure isn't the enemy. Because our perspective controls what we allow ourselves to feel in pressure situations. One of the examples that I have is, let's say I'm scheduled to do a presentation with someone, and at the last minute they go and they cancel on me. I have two ways essentially that I could look at it, right? Number one, I could feel like, damn, this person let me down. I could be nervous about having to do this by myself, looking out the curtain like, God damn, that's a lot of people. And then kind of question my ability to cover their material. Or, I can trust the fact that, I've prepared to the best of my ability and look at this as an opportunity to show, listen, whether you're with me or you're not with me, this presentation going to go down and it's going to be fucking spectacular. So I agree with that statement. Pressure isn't the enemy, depending on the person's perspective. And I think as we start to dive into this, we start to talk about what pressure really is, right? And I love the way you break things down, brother. What I want to talk about first is the difference between healthy pressure and harmful pressure. So let's start with healthy pressure. What do you think is healthy pressure?
A good example of a healthy pressure. A good example of healthy pressure. Easy. You getting in shape is a healthy pressure for me to get in shape because it's a goal. So I'm like, oh, my man, he's not only he's looking good, feeling good, his fucking body fat with the zero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's a healthy kind of pressure. It's like, you gotta get in the gym. You gotta get there, Yeah. So I would put that as a healthy pressure. Just and like seeing your family, your peers all striving and hitting their goals and their milestones. Those are healthy pressures. Like your friends and family members getting a first house and second house and third house. Those are healthy pressures. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's achievable. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can, strive to be. It's hard. It's hard if you're black in a family and you want to be a doctor, but you've never seen a black doctor before. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to relate to it. You know what I'm saying? But when you see one, you go, oh, look at the unicorn. They do exist. You know what I'm saying? But those kind of pressures are healthy. I would put it in that kind of category. How about you? What are some examples of a healthy pressure for you?
Yeah, I think those are great examples. And I'm going to get back to the seeing someone that looks like you too. Proposing to my wife. You know what I'm saying? That was a healthy pressure for me. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of times, you've been with a girl 1 year, 2 year, everybody start looking at you. So y'all gonna get married.
That's still just liking each other.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all planning on having some kids, moving in. Like, that's a healthy pressure. You know what I'm saying? Becoming a father. Taking it back a little bit to the younger days, my first performance as a rapper, right? I've never been known as one. Here I am in front of you. Know what I'm saying?
I enjoyed the show.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So to me, yeah.
My bad. That was a safe place.
Nah, we good. So yeah, those would be examples of healthy pressures. And to go back to the example you gave, because that was great when you were talking about if I've never seen a black doctor, I don't think there can be one. This is a shout out to EYL. They were actually talking about how NVIDIA named one of their newest, most, I think, highest performing chip, the Blackwell. And it's actually named after David Blackwell, who's considered a black man who actually predicted how mathematics will produce AI. And it's amazing if you go look him up. And a lot of the stuff that he was working on, he was working behind 3 other mathematicians or statisticians that were white. And because of course, racial relations, they hid him in a lot of their research. So now here you are, you're like, well, why would I think that I could be a statistician or a mathematician if I don't see one? So now that his granddaughter is actually trying to get a documentary film funded so that it can get, released and all of that. So shout out to the good guys at EYL. They had her and They did like the trailer is like a 10-minute trailer that y'all can go check out. I'll look up the website to share in a minute. But just really, really important to leverage that example that you gave. Now, going back to the pressures, right? Now we're talking about harmful pressures. I can think of when I was young, right? Drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, yeah, it may be cool to want to start smoking weed, but I remember that one friend of mine, when he smoked, he was never the same after that. You know what I'm saying? There was a thing back then called people lacing your blunts, and you didn't know what was in there. And depending on how much of you smoked, how much of it you smoked, or how potent it was, there was some dudes that turned into zombies back then. And to me, that's one of the harmful pressures I could remember. What about you?
That's a fact. Harmful pressures. I guess it was played a little bit more so like, yo, go talk to her. Yo, it's like, nah, I don't think she, nah. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 of your friends getting you in, and be like, fuck, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. Go over there. Yo, I'm Kenny, get laughed at like, damn, that hurt. But, you know what I'm saying? And you're looking at them like, man, fuck y'all, man. Y'all messed up my ego for the next 48 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, it wasn't a harmful pressure, but it was a painful pressure. But, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, not too many though.
All right. So when we think about pressure, right, the first thing I tend to think of is high performance. I look at us as high performers. When I think of our respective fields, when I see you lock in, brother, you close that door and it's like the Matrix. You pull in ideas out of your head and then putting them on the screen, and all of a sudden we got a nice establishment for somebody or a building for somebody, right? Why do you think high performers often normalize the overload of tasks?
It's a safe space. If there's not enough of it, you feel like more could be done all the time. You know what I mean? It's very similar to like fashion. Like it never really ends. You know what I'm saying? Like if fashion houses weren't given deadlines of spring shows and fall shows, they'll just be in the studio creating pieces until, you know what I'm saying? Like there has to be not that there's an ending, but we need some sort of tracking point to go, all right, we gotta put this into production, we gotta get the models ready, we gotta, you know what I mean? So I think that's a healthy pressure of it being a lot, kind of managing it, knowing when the end goal is, and kind of putting it all together before that time comes. So I wouldn't consider it to be overload. It's just more so staying busy. You know what I mean? Because when you're not overloaded, you're gonna feel like something's missing all the time. You know what I mean? If that makes it like it's weird for high performers in that regard. You need something to always be happening. As far as like you ever went to work and there's nothing to do? No. It's always like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always and when you do got downtime, you feel like you're stealing money from the company. You know what I'm saying? As you looking around, it's like somebody going, I know an email about to come through any second just because I have nothing to do at this very moment. But it's always something to do. You need that.
Yeah. I think the biggest misconception that I grew up with is that you had to work hard to be successful in life. So that trained my mind to think, okay, if I'm busy enough, if I have enough work, if I'm always working on something or working towards a goal, then that is considered success. And if I continue to get good praise and good results of my hard work, then that puts me as a high performer. But slowly over time, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more as we start to go through this, you start to realize how much of a misconception that is when it comes to how that starts to make you feel. And I think the next piece of this is really important, where it talks about the silent cost of saying, I'll handle it. I know a lot of people who they live by this because of several reasons, but the main the main reason that they give is like, if I don't do it, either it won't get done right or it'll never get done. The only thing I will say is, and once again, pause, right? The load you carry always I don't even know if I say the workload, either way. The burden that you carry with always saying, I'll handle it, there we go, always seems manageable at first until you've carried it over time. The worst part about it is the longer you keep this up, there's a potential that more will be added in. I always remember that video of the teacher when he's talking to the kids and he's talking about, if you hold a glass of water, is it heavy? Like, no, at first you can hold that glass of water. You feel like you can hold it forever. But over time, that glass is going to get heavy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he compares
Mm-hmm.
that to holding on to guilt and grief and things like that and how it can impact you. And it's the same thing when we hold on to the fact of we can do it, we can handle it, give it to me, I'll take care of it, because not only will that burden weigh heavy over time, but somehow, some way, people will tend to add more to it because you'll always say you'll handle it.
Yeah, I'm a victim of that, especially at work. I'm still learning to let go as far as being like a control freak, so to speak, on certain things. It's just like you give out assignments and tasks to people, get it back, and it's like, all right, no, let's let's rework it, let's retool it, let's do this time around, and and then it does feel a little bit like time wasted because it's like I could have did this myself in like 20, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and we're still not there yet. You know what I mean? So now it's like you know what I mean? I'm still in between that cost effectiveness as far as getting it done right the first time versus teaching someone else to do it. So sooner or later they will get it right. But it's like I don't think I got that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's a struggle that I currently deal with. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, man. And hey, listen, man, kudos to you for being vulnerable about it. Because some people will mask it and be like, I don't care what anybody say. It's getting done, so I'm doing it. And it's like the next thing you know, you're seeing this person with a medical issue, or you're seeing this person, complaining about a certain deadline. Like you said, what would work be without a deadline? But now the more you take on, and those deadlines starting to catch up to you, you're like, wait a minute, I'm the only one doing this. It's like, but you said you can handle it.
Stretch out. Oh, like, man, gotta space those deadlines out, man. Please, if you could.
Yeah,
I try not to get 2 separate items on the same deadline day. You know what I'm saying? If you could, please space some deadlines out for your own mental health. You know what I'm saying? Definitely need that time between time.
Yes, sir. Shout out to only Mrs. Lee. She said you have to be okay with accepting help because it does weigh heavy sometimes, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed and your partners or colleagues don't know. Very good point. Very good point. So professional pressure, right? We're kind of diving into that already, but we got several different ways we can address this. Performance expectations, leadership stress, financial responsibility, imposter syndrome. Which path you want to go down, brother?
Let's start from the bottom, work our way up. Imposter syndrome. I don't know how to remove the stigma of a faking it till you make it kind of thing if I feel like I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? So just keep walking in the path. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't step into that room without a credential. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, once you get the credential, it's like you got other stuff to do now. You don't have time to go back to that room, so you should have went before you got it. So you know it was there before you get it. So that's that terrible 360 in that regard for that one. How about you? How do you feel with imposter syndrome and how that relates to professional pressure?
Oh, with that one, I love the line I use is validation is sometimes better than accreditation. Right? You can have all the certs, you can have all the certificates in the world, you can have the master's, the doctorate, but if you don't feel that validation in your role, sometimes it will leave you kind of second guessing, do I belong here? You know what I mean? Because sometimes the environment can make you second guess what you're doing, even though you're doing everything to the T like you're supposed to. Imposter syndrome really is a psychological hurdle challenge for anybody. So I'm glad you wanted to start with that one. As we shimmy on over to financial responsibility, I think the first thing here that I tend to mention to mentees now is, are you paying attention to your retirement plan?
It's important.
You know what I mean?
How long do you want to do this?
Yes.
It's like that's a real question. Like still LEE right on time. You know what I'm saying? It's like how long do you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, that 401k, that retirement plan, that after this life, that's important. Like not to
Hmm.
dwell on it, but to at least look towards it. You know what I'm saying? Start to throw rocks down that road to make sure there's some light down that tunnel for you when you get there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's super important though. For
Yeah, that's a
sure.
fact, man. One day you want to just be chilling, and when you chill, when are you going to really be chilling? Are you going to have, the economic freedom to do what you want to do, to travel,
Mhm.
to take care of yourself? Because if you count on Social Security, man, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean?
Not
They
gonna be social at all.
it ain't no
I'm saying?
security.
Nah, at all, brother.
Leadership stress, brother. This is my life.
Yeah, you are a walking testament to this. I see it on you every Wednesday. Like you know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm happy we do these on Wednesdays and not Fridays because he'd be like, yeah, I am stretched. Nah, but yeah, man, talk to us, man. How does leadership stress? How does that pressure weigh on you, and how do you relieve yourself of said pressure throughout the work day, or do you wait till 5 o'clock to let it all go? Pause.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yeah, this topic is
She get heavy.
leadership stress is interesting because it all depends on what you internalize, and understanding what you can and can't control is easier said than done. So it takes practice over time, and then being able to forgive yourself in those moments when you do have a reaction that isn't normally what you would like to do. And especially when you're navigating significant, challenging times in your industry, especially
Mhm.
right now with the amount of layoffs, with the amount of transitions of leadership. You're talking about pay equity. uh, there is so much stress on leaders where now you almost have to hope that you can keep the morale up, but the productivity is what matters to
Right,
the higher ups.
right.
And how do you balance that? And now that becomes the test of your leadership, being able to craft a message to leadership that doesn't have them like, I don't think that's the person for the job, to also craft a message to your staff to say, hey, listen, we got to get this done. Like, I don't, let's sit together, let's roll up our sleeves and figure it out together. But I can only keep these people at bay for so long until they want to start making some decisions that's going to negatively impact all of us. And I really stress to anyone who has never been in a leadership position and continues to have the chat within the chat about everything that's going on.
Mhm.
Take a business course, take a leadership course, or lead a team in your life, lead something in your life where you face challenges every single day with everybody looking to you to
Mhm.
make things work. And if that doesn't change your mindset a bit, then either what you're leading really isn't a true test of your leadership skills,
Mhm.
or you're not in the right area at all and you need to change it. Because
Sure.
I see the reels. I know there's the chat within the chat, and that's fine. It's funny. Hell, we all talk about our bosses, but
Mhm.
I want to make sure that you understand that it is not easy. There's nothing easy about that, because what becomes a problem for you is 10 times more for that person that's in charge of what you do, because it's not just you, they're responsible for everybody. So please,
Sure.
that's the only thing I can stress. But still send the reels. The reels are funny as shit. I
We
ain't
need
gonna,
them. We need them. We need them.
funny as shit. You know what I
So
mean? But
it's good
uh,
laughter midday for sure.
yeah, that's for sure. And shout out to all my leaders, man. Hang in there. I know what you're going
Yeah,
through.
man.
I know how you're
Please, man.
feeling. The venting. I'm here for it. We need to start our own community. Hell, we need to start making our own reels about these low
Yeah.
performing ass staff. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
listen.
Like,
Man, listen.
like, let's keep it a buck. You know what I hear? Like, this is FCP. We keep it very honest on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everybody is performing at their high standards. Not everybody is productive as they should be. So yeah, you know what I mean? Shout out to all my leaders out there.
For sure. For sure. And the first slash last one, as far as performance expectations, it's hard. Like I can't hide my look, or as far as the true feeling I'm going through at work when something stupid does happen and transpires in real life. So,
Yeah.
like if I'm at, like when I'm told like, yo, we've been talking, and we feel like you're not setting the standard, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I was like, I'll be like, me? Damn, didn't know you felt that way. Thanks for the heads
Mm,
up. But you know what I'm saying. But now my job is to make sure if I'm held to a standard, now I have to at a bare minimum make sure you're being held to the standard. Because if I'm holding to something that you're not, what the fuck are we doing? Funny
right.
story. I get this wild email earlier in the week. Oh, that's supposed to be done. It's not done. It's been taking too long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Thumbs up. Working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to argue with you via email. It doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Just this morning, teams all on the same email to the boss. Hey, we're still looking for this. We gave it to you like a month ago. I replied like, wow, it's taking way too long. We need this by end of business. Let the team know if you got something else to do. Like, he texted me on the side like, yeah, was that serious? Or or was this like I was like humor.
Mhm.
I didn't even respond. I was like, bro, if you laughed, it was funny. If you didn't, get the job done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, we'll talk about that whenever we see each other again. But I mean, expectations, it's weird. And then sometimes people's performance match is like, yo, if this is your maximum pay, this is my maximum performance. that's I'm not sure what else we're doing here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like going above and beyond is great, but there's no benefit in that. Obviously, if I'm doing it and nothing is happening, other than a pat on the back or we got free lunch today, pizza
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I much rather something in the old bank account, but I'm gonna pass on lunch today. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
How about you? How do you deal with performance expectations as far as professional pressure?
Transparency and understanding that there are going to be situations where we may have to adjust to our expectations. And I think you make a great point where there are some leaders in some situations where they want you to do more with less, and you kind of look at them like, how is that supposed to happen? You know what I mean? And I think that clarity, that honest communication and open forum to express the challenges that you're having is important. And the thing I can stress to anybody is when you have that audience with your boss, make it very clear and document what it is that you're being challenged with. Because the
Mhm.
worst thing you can do is get 15 minutes with someone and think that you can just talk about your issue. There are some, you know what I mean? There are some issues that you're going to need documentation. You're going to need stats. You're going to, depending on your field, you need supporting documentation. Let's just call it that. That's going to help this person take your issue to the next level. Because 9 times out of 10,
Right.
if you show up with them and you just there like this, they're just there looking at you like this. Okay. Okay.
What else you got? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
know
I'm
what
like,
I
yo,
mean?
like you're
Yeah.
not even really paying attention.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because nothing stands out to a person in leadership like numbers, data, and just creating a trending outline of, yo, man, this is a problem. And if it continues to be a problem, this is the potential result. That will
Yeah.
stop any true leader in their tracks and
Facts.
force them to notice something needs to change.
Facts.
Yeah, man. So now we're switching over to the personal side of pressure. And this one gets interesting. We got family roles, being the strong one,
Mhm.
emotional labor, and then guilt tied to rest.
Hmm. I might need to have to look that one up.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Huh.
Let's start with being the strong one. I think that's a good place to start.
Um, I hate being the strong one by default. Like, I mean, you ever show up, to an activity, something got to get moved. It's like, oh, the big guy's here. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm not. It's like, no, no, I'm not here for that. But on the emotional side of it, is like being the strong one is cool. You know what I mean? Now you got to go cry in the shower about it. Like, so it's like,
Yeah.
I have to go deal with that. Um, do you feel pressure though from being the strong one in different situations?
Absolutely. when you know people are gonna look to you to hold it together so they can, slowly fall apart in a tough situation, you always have to be prepared. You really can't take a day off. You really can't just leave anything in anybody's hands because going back a couple topics, right? I'll handle it. Just because I'm always the one that's, got it together in a sense mentally to make things happen. And that person tends to be the person that you always have to be the most worried about because then who's strong for them? That's always one of my concerns when I see someone who's the strong one in their family or the strong one in their friend group, because then people just look at them as a crutch. And then when that crutch, when something happens to that crutch, what's going to happen to everybody that was leaning on that crutch? So that's always my concern there. Family roles. This one can be comical, but it also does have some deep rooted meaning here. Because when I think of family roles, we talked about it last week with the comedy show, right? The family planner, the family comedian, and let's be real, right? The family fuck up. You know what I'm saying? The family entrepreneur, shout out to Ramel, shout out to Christina. There's always those roles in families, and like you mentioned earlier, there's the other side of looking at the healthy pressure that seeing successful family have, because now do you feel that comparative success to now be as successful?
That was, I think this is part of that good pressure package we was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
When your close family friends are doing great and everything is working out in your favor, it's a glimpse as to what you can be doing to make your personal situation better as well. They're kind of the blueprint for what you should be striving towards. So I kind of look at it as a helping hand. Um, Definitely not like a pressure packed situation as far as like if it doesn't happen for me, I don't know what I'm going to do kind of thing. It's more
Yeah.
so, taking a stride, write that note down, two ears, one mouth. I do a lot more listening than I do talking. Don't mind the whole podcast thing, but yeah, I look at it as like a helping hand, honestly.
Mhm.
And I really just try to be the quiet one in those groups, especially with Christina and Ramel. I'm usually in the background going, "Oh, I didn't know that." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like the silent writing type. That's where I'm at with that.
Gotcha. All right. Um, so emotional labor. That one, I ain't gonna lie, I'm having a little difficulty with
Yeah, I
that
was gonna.
one.
That was the one I needed the definition on. I was like, how do
Yeah,
I equate this? you
yeah.
know?
I think we'll move past that one. Guilt tied to rest. This one is a really good one. Um, when you do take that day off, when you were supposed to be the one to kind of hold it down or be the planner, and you're like, nope, I'm leaving it in Uncle Ty's hands. Ty's
Mhm.
got it this time. Do you feel that guilt after the fact?
Nah. Wash my hands of it. It was like, yo, I told you I wasn't doing it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I told y'all who was doing it. Any
Yep.
issues? First to said party. You know what I'm saying? But there is one guilt to rest thing in this kind of situation, man. When you do have the long day, you know what I'm saying? And usually, you don't hit the bed till 11:30, 12 o'clock on normal days. But when you hit when you hit the bed like pre 10 o'clock, when it's like 9:40,
Mhm.
you might be, kicking the socks off. Just with eyes on you, it's like, you going to sleep. It's like, nope. I was just, I was making sure these pillows are still fluffy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes you do feel that little bit of guilt. It's like, there's so much to do. It's like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot to do tomorrow.
That's true. That's true. And that's in that is in several different levels when you think personally, right? You're thinking, like you said, right? Things you got to do, or if it's just spending quality time with your person, right? Like there's some guilt there if you're not staying awake to do that. So no, I think that was a good one. So we're at that point now where we can start to talk strategies through all these different
Options.
pressures. Um, and I'll take the first one as far as pressure check-ins. Um, I think this this goes to what I was saying earlier about, controlling what you can't control. Sometimes you got to actually ask yourself questions about this pressure situation. Is this pressure real? You know what I mean? Like, am I making more of this situation than what it really is? Or is it assumed or inherited? And I think that's really important, right? If you're in a situation where this is not something that your team normally does, but someone is trying to give it to you, and here you are trying to figure it out. Perhaps the actual response should be, well, this isn't ours. We are not structured to do said tasks. Therefore, you need to explain to me how this is going to make sense for us to execute to the best of our ability. A lot of times when you throw that back at someone, they don't have an answer. They're just looking to dump this task on somebody. And because you're there, they're like, yeah, you can take it. And sometimes you got to give them a really strong corporate, fuck no. This doesn't belong with me. It's never been with me. Therefore, it is not going to be with me right now unless somebody above me makes it make sense. Here you go. Take it right back.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm unfortunately guilty of that. Yeah, okay, I'll figure it out. Some time goes by. You figure it out? Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, that's on me to. That's right. That's right. There's no email coming with an answer. Okay, man. Yeah, that happens way too often as far as inheriting some shit. Okay. How about boundary language? It's very similar to the just not saying no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do this, but not for this amount. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, if you put money on it, are you looked at weird? But you know what I'm saying? It's like, your time is precious. You know what I'm saying? So you putting $1 to it, whoever's requesting it, they always figure out, you know what? Not as important as I thought it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me go find another way to get this done. Yeah, I thought so. You're trying to get more free work out of me. It's like, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So boundaries as far as just putting $1 on it, especially if you get clocked in. You clocked in, and it's a task that wasn't on your task list when you first walked in, or it wasn't, didn't come through your inbox in the first 20 minutes of you being there. Not really my issue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think boundary language, to your point, is very important. You think of people who have their own business, right? You sell a particular product. The price is the price. You know what I mean? So I think what Kenny said is perfect. I can do this for you, but if you want this extra design, if you want this sooner, this will be the price for you to get it done at said time or with said design. And exactly to Kenny's point, that's when the whole conversation tends to change, unless they got it like that. They got it like that. They're like, yeah, no problem. Then you're like, okay, now.
When that does happen, go, damn, I'm undercharged.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Damn it, they got me. Now I'm still doing it for cheap.
Yeah, and that's funny with money. That's funny with money, right? You're always gonna think, if it goes good, shit, I should have got more. And if it didn't go good, then you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? I didn't get anything at all. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely. Boundary language is very important. And then this last one, you should have a ritual to deal with pressure. I won't use the words they have here because we've paused enough tonight.
Baby.
But you should have a ritual to release.
We're outside, man. We're outside.
You should have a ritual to release the pressure. One good one here is end your day intentionally, right? It says walk, journaling, breath work. So it's almost the closing piece of what I mentioned last week. Last week I mentioned start the day with something for you. This one is saying, all right, so after you've had this pressure day of pouring into other people, why don't you end the day with something that helps you release all of that pressure that you've had all day? So that's a good one.
What do you do for your release ritual?
A lot of times, man, I'll joke around with my son. If I had a really, really tough day, I'll joke around with him. I'll ask him, how was his day? What is he interested in? Because kids, the beauty of their lives is they're living in a creative mind.
Yeah.
Nothing's too serious for them. They think, he still thinks like he's gonna meet a dinosaur. So it's funny to sit there and talk to him about this, but it's that creativity. It's those moments where you're not really focused on anything or you're not thinking about anything serious that really allows you to free your mind and release those endorphins, and it stimulates a part of the brain that allows you to really like unwind, man, for real. What about you?
uh, the drive. Whether it be the drive home or be like, I'll be back, man. Where you going? I'm gonna hit the highway.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like just I'll be driving with the radio off. Just
Mm.
just
Mm.
just just breathing. I mean,
Yeah.
just but yeah, more so breath work, so to speak. I do that when I am feeling like I need to decompress to some capacity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's the safest, calmest. Like a speed up, slow down. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I mean? Like I'm controlling the situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, a drive doesn't ever hurt.
That's a fact, man. So listen, hopefully you enjoyed this piece of our conversation today, man. We were talking about being under pressure, how it can impact you professionally, personally. We talked about some of the different levels of pressure when it comes to professionalism versus personal stuff. And then, of course, talking about some strategies that we think are good for people. Of course, the breath work, boundary language, and most of all, taking care of you. So best we can do is encourage you to think of at least one pressure, something that really, really weighs on you every day, man, and think of a way that you can redefine it in a way to support yourself better as you manage that
Exactly.
situation, how you can start to really analyze it for what it really is and break it down into different sections that allow you to just hopefully go a little bit more seamless through that pressure situation. And then, hey, man, hit us in the chat, hit us in the DMs. Let us know about that pressure and what you think you've done to work through it. Or maybe you need a little extra help and we could call on some good people we know that are do this medically
Yeah,
and they can give you some professional advice.
fact. That's a fact. That's
All
a
right,
fact.
man.
That's a good
All
one.
right. Yes, sir. Yes,
Pressure.
sir. All right. On to the entertainment segment, man. One of the favorite parts of our show. I stumbled upon this show, brother, because there was a lot of advertisements while I was watching something else on Hulu, and I thought, let me give this a shot. And this show is called Beauty. It's an FX series by Ryan Murphy. It's a body horror thriller. That's what they're calling it. Don't ask me what that means. Um, it's about a mysterious sexually transmitted virus that makes people physically perfect. So you happen to be a certain body type, right? You have sex with this person, and all of a sudden, right after that, there's a process that you go through, and all of a sudden, you become exactly what you wanted to be, essentially, right?
Mhm.
Now, I won't explain the process of how it happens because I want y'all to see it. It is it's crazy how it
It's like
happens.
it's as crazy as it sounds. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to steal that from anybody who's watching this, but you're
okay.
gonna be like, what the anyway. Um, so now, but it causes these people to violently combust from within, and now these FBI agents are investigating the phenomenon and uncovering a plot by a billionaire's tech company to control the market for this miracle drug.
Hmm.
So think about everything that we're seeing right now with GLP-1s and Novo
Mhm.
Nordisk getting the pill passed by the
The
FDA.
building blocks. The
You
building blocks.
see, you see what I'm saying, right? They're getting ready to go open this IPO, but they have this mysterious strain that's killing people out there, and they don't want it to get out because it will disturb them going live on the market. It's going to hurt at their chances.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Now, it's amazing because it's perfect timing with everything that's happening, right? Granted, Lilly and Novo Nordisk are already live and open on the
Hmm.
trade market, but the cast is dope. It has Evan Peters. He was actually in Monster, the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. He
Yep.
was the main guy. And he was in one of the sequels. He's in the recent sequel of Tron Ares. Ashton Kutcher, everybody should know Ashton Kutcher, man. That's the man right there. And then, of course, Anthony Ramos, he was in the Heights, that musical that they did, and Transformers: Rise of the Beast. At the end, he actually gets recruited to be in GI Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
But there is one funny scene in this show that I want to talk about, right? Is a black dude, you know what I'm saying? He's big, he's going through, whatever he's going through, he doesn't like his body. So he goes to see this doctor, and the doctor just does some contouring to his face. He doesn't make him look better, he just makes his face more contoured. I don't know. I'll let y'all look at it.
Okay.
Anyway, so now the dude goes to a bar, and these three girls, they ask him, saying they want to start hanging out with him, dancing with him, all this shit. They tell the bartender to send him a drink. So now he's having a good old time, man. He's drinking, he's dancing with these girls, and he's thinking, yo, this shit is amazing, right? I got all these girls interested in me. Scene cuts to him throwing up in the bathroom, had a little too much to drink. He comes out the bathroom, man, sweating like crazy. He looks at the bartender and he's like, yo, where the girls, bartender's like, they left. You gonna pick up the tab? And he's like, what are you talking about? He was like, they ain't covered their tab, bro. They left it on you. He's like, they left, but I look good. Just like that.
Yeah, he's like, but no pretty privilege. A brother can't get away with this one. He's like,
yo, like he really couldn't get over the fact that the girls just left. He's like, but I look good. How could they leave me?
they heard you throwing up in the bathroom, cuz. It's over for you. It's over for you.
Oh man, but there's so many lessons that you can get from it. But watch the show. Is I think it's like three episodes in. Yeah, man, looking like a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, put that on your watch list.
Yes,
that was
sir.
Hulu, right? Yeah, Hulu. I think I got it. Okay. So somebody taking it everyone out the account. But listen, man, every year, late January, early February, it's that Oscars and Grammy talk, man. But yo, this is new, man. This is different, man, because this one, they did it, man. These boys got 16 nominations. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many different versions they could get an Oscar nomination for between picture, director, actor, support, both sides. They're gonna go home with some gold that night whenever it goes down. Were you surprised at the amount of nominations?
Not at all, man. Not at all. This was a very unique film. It depicted the Black experience in a way that I've never seen it done before, and I'm just hoping they get it right, brother. I'm hoping they get it right. Golden Globes. I don't know.
Outside of the Golden Globes, the Grammys is coming up. Clips, they had a hell of a year. They will be performing at this year's Grammy with Pharrell. They have about 4 or 5 nominations themselves for So Be It, for the music video. Like God Sort Them Out. I think they got Best Rap Performance as well. I think what they did over at the Louvre. This is gonna be interesting, man. Outside of album of the year, not that I don't care about the rest of them, but that's what I'm really looking for. I'm curious to know how that works out for everybody. And on the entertainment side, listen, I don't know, man. Our boy Ye, he took out a whole Wall Street Journal ad this past week to apologize for his past anti-Semitic remarks. But a lot of people in pure Ye fashion assume that, you got an album drop in the next 2 weeks. They just assume it's part of the rollout. You know what I mean? He does the whole thing with Vanity Fair. He's like, no, I'm not looking to, do all that. I'm just really trying to put this whole bipolar thing, put it on the forefront to help others that may be going through it. So my question to you is, like, he said a lot of damaging things over the years. Like, is it ever too late? Like a redemption story? Like, is it over? Is it too late for him? We just want the slaps. Is that it?
What's as ugly as our world is right now, with all the hate, everything that's happening in Minnesota, everything that's happening across the world, people can be very forgiving if you're genuine and if you're consistent. The problem is, will he be consistent? He's been very erratic for a long period of time. So everybody's like, all right, they're waiting for the other shoe to drop at this point. So,
Facts.
long story short, if he's consistent and genuine, Kanye will be fine. Put out some music.
That's it. We just want the slaps, man.
That's it. Yeah.
Put the slaps out, and we might listen again. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Anything else on the entertainment side of things?
Nah, let's roll, brother.
Open sports, man. Before we get into the good stuff coming up in the next few weeks, Open College, man. In Colorado, listen, NILs are flying all over the place. They're paying these students to show up. You know what I'm saying? But Dion in Colorado ain't having that shit. He said, listen, y'all want to get paid like the pros? We're gonna have to hold y'all to pro standards. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he has the early spring training meeting. He went through some fines that's gonna be happening this season. You know what I'm saying? You late to practice, it's 500. You don't come, it's 2,500. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just going through the list of things that you should and should not be doing. I mean, no show at all to the treatments that you needed, 1,500. You know what I mean? There's something on social media we ain't like, hey man, it could be as high as 5 G's. Don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Do you think this is too fast for the college kids without the pro lifestyle yet? Or it's right on time?
Right on time. First of all, bravo to Dion. Like, and so for all the slack he got about his bravado, about his approach to the game, why is he the first coach to think about this? And kudos, like I'll take the blame if there is a coach doing it out there. They just didn't communicate it like Dion, but they should have communicated it like Dion, because they've always been mad at Dion at the way he came into college football with his bravado. But this makes sense, right? You said it perfectly. You want to make NFL money. You're gonna get treated like an NFL player. You're gonna get fined for not doing certain things. This is genius, man.
That's a fact. As we know, moving over to the pros, a lot of coaching vacancies we talked about last week. A lot of them got filled over the week. But one thing stuck out to me: the Pittsburgh Steelers actually chose their head coach going for it, which is Mike McCarthy. His record versus Mike Tomlin, very comparable, honestly. Just one chip over there, 15 plus seasons. A little bit of a winning record on both sides, but I think Mike Tomlin might have edged him out a little bit more than him, pause. But what bothered me the most with Mike McCarthy, even though he is a Pittsburgh guy at heart, I believe he grew up in the town. That can't be the suit that you wear to the situation, bro. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, we're used to him. Hey, man, sweats, hey, your NFL football coach, we're not asking for you to dress up, but when you do got to dress up, my brother, you're getting paid like an NFL coach, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you getting a little bespoke action on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ran in Men's Warehouse and said, this one, got to go.
Off the rack. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right, man. We're so used to seeing him in a fitted and a sweater, but even Bill got it together, man. When Bill be on the TV, you know what I'm saying, and he got to do broadcasts, even Bill will put on a suit and a fitted, man. Hey, listen, sometimes when you know, when you don't, you don't. Hopefully somebody gets him a stylist fast and make sure that doesn't happen again, man. That's crazy.
Super quick. Because like John Harbaugh looked sharp as a tack last week.
Man, the Giants, boys don't play.
They don't play. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was stepping up, but he ain't get there. Maybe next time.
That's a fact. But yeah, man, over the weekend, NFL Conference Championships, man. This was good. I went 2 for 2. So I was happy about that.
Respect. I went for the underdogs and they underperformed.
But hey, man, listen, shout out to Jarrett Stidham. Like, he started the game looking like it was gonna be something.
Listen, I was telling my friend the other day, like, that 3:00 game would have started at 1:00.
Yeah,
he would have been good money. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as the Patriot boy said, man, these niggas ain't scoring, and they just stopped. They just like, yo, kick that putt, man. They ain't doing nothing when they get it. And, was it 10-7 at the end? It was like, yeah, y'all not scoring again. We know y'all not scoring again. Y'all definitely not kicking in this weather. So good luck with that.
Hey, man. He had the dime in the beginning, the Mims. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He passed to Sutton. But then Drake May, of course, found his way scrambling for a TD, I think after a turnover. But the critical part of this, man, and me and you talked about it and you mentioned it, they should have took the points. Do you think Sean Payton regrets not taking that field goal in the second quarter?
In hindsight, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But in the moment, though, playoffs, you gotta play to stay close. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
know it's a touchdown league, but if you what the weather report, my brother, like you know what I'm saying, let's get these
yeah.
points as quick as we could.
Yep.
There was a drastic change in weather from like midway through the third towards the end of the game. You know what I mean? And the kickers were useless at that point. They was just missing shit. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they got close again, but they just couldn't hit a field goal. You know what I mean? It was rough. But
Yeah.
again, hindsight, he's definitely kicking himself for it because worst case scenario, you go to OT, you try it again. But uh, that hurt. That one hurt.
That's a fact. Another interesting fact that they shared after the win, shout out to the Patriots, Mac Hollins and Stephon Diggs actually both played for the Buffalo Bills. So
Mm.
the question now becomes, and listen, I am not putting anything on Josh Allen. Life sometimes just doesn't work out, right? There's a lot of great players out there in respective sports that had great teams and just didn't win. But do we start to look at Josh Allen and say, what is it? Like what didn't mesh well over there? Like, was it more Patrick than him? What was it?
Defense wins championships, bro.
Mm,
If Josh is averaging 4 touchdowns a game, granted he only got two and a half that game, whatever, two and some field goals. We still need our defense to show up and at least stop the other team on more than half of these drives. You know what I'm saying? It's like Josh is not going. You know what? Give me the linebacker helmet. You know what I mean? He's not here for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to put some points on the board. My bad. I know I threw that in, so I'm gonna get it right back, and he'll get it right back, and he'll throw a touchdown right after the next drive. You know what I mean? But defense wins championships. He could do but so much other than score. You know what I mean? When special teams fuck up, when defense fucks up, he's on the sideline like a poor dog. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts to see him go through it because it seems like he loses in the same kind of fashion all the time where he's just on the bench at the moment it's going down. And this is the deciding moment. He's just unable to help. You know what I mean? So I can't put it all on him. Like I could put a big chunk on him. Like there was some costly fumbles. We needed those back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? All in all, man, if your defense ain't stout this time of year when it's cold, it's tough to win these games, man. It is tough.
yeah, that's a fact, man. Then they had a dope picture after the win. Little nostalgia here. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Now you got Mike Vrabel, Drake May, man.
That's cute,
Listen,
man.
you can't knock the Patriots' sustainability. The way they've always held a standard, even in those losing years. So to see them back at the mountaintop, I mean, and then to do it with Mike Vrabel, I think he's the he might be the first person to actually win a Super Bowl as a player and a coach now. So yeah, he's got the chance to set the standard. And then of course the Patriots, I believe this is the first time a team has won all the games on the road before going into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there are some road warriors this postseason.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling
Well, I think
Seahawks
like
might have did that year, but
season into the postseason though, like
they was undefeated on all season. They wherever they go is home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's I mean, it's a tough out when it's like, oh, Patriots coming to town. It's like, all right, you have to step it up. You know what I'm saying? So, but keeping it, Bill Belichick. He was in the news this week, man. I was a little surprised at the news, but they put a press release out over at the Hall of Fame, man. They was like, listen, we understand, we respect, the process. Each year we gotta, you need 40 of the 50 votes in order to go in, but Bill Belichick is his first year. Like, I mean, this is one of the biggest no-brainers I ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, how could they possibly not do it? I said, oh yeah, he only had 6 Super Bowls. He only had 9 conference championships. He only had 31 playoff wins. You know what I'm saying? Like he's only been doing it for about 2 decades. He also did it with the Giants back then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, this is inside. This is an inside job. I don't know what the particulars was, but this was a travesty. There's no reason Bill Belichick shouldn't be a first ballot. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna have to wait 12 months, unfortunately, because I know next year is gonna be a unanimous. You know what I mean? But I don't know. At some point, I was like, listen, I don't know who on this list. I don't know who on this committee, but I know one of these dudes is a pops to his girlfriend in North Carolina. I know for a fact. And he was putting in some dirty words behind the scenes. Say he's in charge of the play game. It's like, hey man, we fixed that up. We cleared all that up. You know what I mean? But it was nasty work, man. Nasty work. What was your thoughts when you saw this one?
Oh man, yeah, I agree with you. Definitely, the fix was in. This is a conspiracy all over it, but it just shows you nobody's above the program, right? Sometimes the program has a plan, and you're gonna see somebody that you thought was a shoe-in get disappointed. So I'm right there with you. I'd love to see the details. I love to see the particulars. I want to see who's actually on that first ballot, and then you kind of go through the list and say that, well, if not Bill, then who? And then now you say who's he replacing on that list, and that's where you start to really do your work.
I forgot which sportcaster said it, but it said it might have came down to like it being one of the guys who did get in like I don't know how many years you're allowed to be on the ballot, but I think after the fifth and the sixth year, it's like, all right, obviously you're not gonna make it, brother. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's a few guys that was on that fifth, sixth round. And it's like, if they don't get in this shit, they'll never get in type shit. And if they were good, they should have got in. You know, they wasn't good enough to be first ballot, but they should have got in. But they spited Bill for that one. But I don't know, he'll be in next year. It's just sad to see. But it is what it is. It's what it is. But the other game though, brother. The other game this weekend. That was a games game. I like this one.
Yeah, man. This was a gambler's dream. This was a parlay fiend's dream. If you just had instant offense, all the stars doing their thing, you made out really well over this weekend. We're talking about both teams combined for over 850 yards of offense, with both Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford throwing for over 300 yards respectively. But hey, man, listen, the Seahawks, like you said, defense wins championships, right? The Seahawks defense held it down. Vindication for Sam Darnold. Jackson Smith and Jigba caps off a hell of a season. Great candidate for offensive player of the year, if you ask me. But let's talk about that last catch, man. Puka Nacua catches the ball. We have another controversy in the postseason, man. Talk to me.
I don't know, man. These bang calls, like, man, like in real time, you'd be like, I don't know, but when you slow it down to that 0.003 seconds I'm like, no, look right here, this frame right here, that's a catch, bro. He said, bro, press play in regular speed. It's like, well, that was quick. I don't know, like, you know, it's like, but hey, man, I did see something after the game. Say, listen, we gotta start putting these refs on a podium after these games. We got questions,
bro.
We got questions. I'm not sure. I don't know if the fix is in. I don't know if some money under the hat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they're doing it. But some things you just gotta let play.
I agree, man. But Super Bowl is set. Patriots, Seahawks, my man. Talk to me. Who you got?
I was a Patriots fan when Brady was there. I was a Patriots fan when Bledsoe was there. It took me a while to get around to this main guy. Not sure if I'm there yet, man. Not sure if I'm there yet. I think Sam Darnold also has a chip on his shoulder from Vikings past, Jets past. He's got a lot of history on his neck. I gotta. And even last week, he put a lot of his demons to bed, throwing for over 300 yards, like you said. A lot of times they just say, "Oh, he's just a game manager." You know, he's never been the player for them. You know what I mean? But he's been doing it. He did it last week. So if he could do half of what he did last week, and the defense is still being the defense, he might be able to get this chip, man. I think I'm gonna go with the Seahawks in this one.
I'm actually riding with you on this, brother. The difference between this game and the last game with the Broncos for the Patriots is Seahawks have a solidified running game, right? Yes. Kenneth Walker is a beast. This is not RJ Harvey. And if you think about what James Cook did, I mean, it's phenomenal, right? Listen, this is going to be a tough game. And when they look at weapons, when we look at just the Seahawks got something to prove, and they remember that Malcolm interception like it was yesterday. 12
Oh yeah,
is going to be out there in full
yeah.
force.
Oh,
And
yeah.
trust me, that loss is still very, very, very fresh in the minds of Seahawks fans. I think Sam Darnold understands the mission. I love his, and they're both poised though. I got to give
Yeah.
both quarterbacks. They're both very poised going into this one, but I give Sam Darnold the edge. I think with the running game, with the passing game, yeah, man, I think the Seahawks take this one. I think surprisingly it's a low scoring game just because the Seahawks
Oh,
have so much offense.
okay.
But I think it's going to come down to the running game and Kenneth Walker really just chewing away at the Patriots defense.
Yeah, should be a good one though. Then you got Bad Bunny in the halftime show too. So
Sure.
it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. And so a couple more things before we get over here. My bad. UFC, I'll be quick with this one. UFC 324. This was the first UFC on Paramount since they made the deal. It felt so good to finally not pay for a UFC.
Yeah, you know how it go.
It felt good to finally not pay for a UFC fight. Thank you very much, Paramount. The difference this time around, post-fight bonuses doubled to 100,000 with an additional 25,000 awarded for every finish. So when I tell you it was knockout after knockout, man, shout out to them guys that came and got that bag. But we're gonna focus on the main event, man. It was Paddy Pimblington versus Justin Gaethje. If you know anything about these two guys, man, they are phenomenal fighters. Paddy was coming in here undefeated, definitely looking like he was about to get the belt. Justin Gaethje has been in wars, man. You look up this guy's fight history, his resume. He is one of the baddest dudes in UFC. And coming into this, man, I think Paddy was like a minus 200 favorite on this one. And from the minute that Justin hit him, you knew that this fight was gonna wasn't gonna go the way everybody thought it was.
No, I kept thinking he was gonna, get into it. I think he got one round out of there, but he just like hey, I'll tell you what though, I didn't know this in past Paddy fights, but Paddy can take a punch. That boy, like he was getting abused in the later rounds, and I just like, yo, I want this. I don't like. Do we still got white flags over here, y'all? Like, it's okay. It's okay to throw it in. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, he went out like a champion. Unfortunately, winners win. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good fight all in all. It's a good fight all. He ain't no bitch. No, but he stole his purse out there though.
Yeah, man. Paddy talked about it. It was like a shot to the ribs at one point in like the first or second round that really just it bothered him for the rest of the fight. And then you just saw Justin just kind of picking his shots. But to your point, man, the boy can take a punch. Paddy can take a punch, man. I mean, those Irish dudes, Mexicans, there's just certain people from certain countries, man. You're not knocking it. You got to kill them. They are not going to get knocked out. They're going to be in there for the long haul. But shout out to Justin Gaethje, man. Hell of a win. Switching over real quick to the NBA, man. The only thing we're going to really hone in on tonight is Giannis Antetokounmpo. My man is on the move for sure. We just don't know if it's going to be before the trade deadline or in the offseason. But these are the top 4 teams they keep talking about when it comes to landing spots, man. I looked at this to the best of my ability. What I read so far is Golden State may have the best package. But if you're talking about winning now and a market that might be great for Giannis, I mean, I like him in New York, man. I really do. I like him in New York. I think if the Knicks want to win now, you make this trade. You make this trade and you live with the consequences of it because he's proven. You know what you're getting with this dude. You know what you're getting with him. And he's ready for the moment. He's got the personality for New York. I hope the Knicks make this happen because if he lands anywhere else, this is going to be a problem. What about you?
I would love him to come to the Knicks. That'd be nice. I know Houston, they just lost their center. He just went down for like a season-ending ankle injury or something like that.
Yeah.
So I know they might be willing to pay a little bit more cash than everybody else. And then shit, you still got the best shooter in the world over in Golden State. Um, I know they just lost Jimmy, so they could definitely use another anchor over there to help out with some points in the paint. Definitely get some pressure off of Draymond when they go see the boys in San Antonio because he be getting abused by that tall man. So
Mhm.
Miami, I don't think he's going to Miami. No, I don't even want to see him in Miami. Just don't see it. They might have the money for him, but him and Bam, I, I don't know how that's going to work. The Twin Towers over there, I don't know. I just don't see how it works with both of them
Right.
on the roster. So, but yeah, I would love for him to be a New York Knick. I think we'll appreciate him. I think he could get a lot of good games in the Garden, and like you said, now is the best time for it. You know what I mean? Him and Jalen. I don't know who we're gonna have to lose. We have to gut the whole roster, but
Yeah. I think the packages they were talking about would be like, I think Cat would definitely have to go.
who?
Carl Anthony Towns.
Who? Giannis is on the table, baby.
Yeah.
You don't pay his nails.
Yeah, Cat would have to go. Mikal Bridges, maybe Miles McBride, and then definitely a lot of draft picks and cash.
Yeah, big cash.
But if the Knicks, like we're talking about, the East is prime right now. You definitely want to strike while the iron's hot. Pistons are really starting to figure things out. Sixers, every time they think like they got it together, something goes wrong, but they're gonna soon figure things out. The East is getting better, and if the Knicks want to win while they got Jalen, while they got a decent team of support guys, like they still can hold on to maybe a Landry Shamet. You know what I mean? You still got Anunoby, who's having a hell of a year. He might win Most Improved Player. Now's the time, man. I think they need to strike.
When's the trade deadline? It's like another couple weeks, right?
Nah, I think next week, actually. Let me look at the trade deadline.
And I know the news kind of just hit now, but was he willing to wait until the offseason for this, or you think it has to happen now for him?
That's the question, right? That's the question. So it's really up to the package, the offers that the Bucks get, right? So if the Knicks, so the deadline is February 5th at 3:00. If the Knicks can put together something like, this is it, man, like we're giving you everything that we got to get this guy. And the Knicks still got some decent picks, but it's really Golden State that got it. So yeah, man, we'll see.
That's crazy, but yeah, man, go Knicks.
Yes, sir.
So we could do.
We'll see.
Anything else you got on a Wednesday, my good man?
No, that's a wrap for me, bro.
Oh, it was one thing. Oh, yo, January 28th, your boy Cole, he was outside. He dropped the heater for us. Gave us the birthday Blizzard 26. Mad dope tracks from 96 that he just spit his life on. He dropped it on his the fall off. I think he was charging y'all. Hey man, you got 4 quarters? Send me to you. I send these to you. I was like, that's dope, bro. That is dope. But I would just go on to the internet and just listen to these real quick. I mean, we appreciate you, man. We got dollars and dreams too, brother. But he dropped this a week ahead of the fall off actually coming out next week. So it was a cool little appetizer, though, I must say. Did you get a chance to hear it?
Yeah, man. I heard at least 2. I heard at least 2 this morning. But yeah, man, it's cold, man. It's cold. I do have to listen to them again. Like, I felt like I enjoyed the beat more than what he was saying. I got to listen to it again, just to see if he was really like delivering. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A lot of those, like the beat carried you the first 2 or 3 listens. You forgot who was rapping. You reminiscing on what you was doing at that time and frame in that life. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Good tape. We got a minute to go catch that. But yeah, he got the full album dropping next week. So he's shutting down January and starting February off.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Well, listen, man. As we always love to end our show, man. Trust me, fellas. If you got that outfit, if you got them sneakers, make sure you wear it. Ladies, if you got that dress, you got them shoes, make sure you wear it. It's very important that you enjoy life, love yours, because it's too short, man. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on all the socials. We are here every Wednesday after 8, man. We love y'all. See y'all next week.